rearranging of how the singers will be so that we can maximize our sound for this evening. And again, thank you for coming. It's turned out to be a delightful evening and quite a shock to see all of these students, my former students from the past, coming back to see the last concert. You know, I have actually had a dream of seeing how many of you would actually come out to sing if we put it out somehow on social media. So in some ways I was just kind of curious how many of you would want to reconnect like this. And maybe in the future we can do this again. That would be fun. So at Glen Cove, actually in the city of Vallejo, I have been teaching chorus for 34 years. So my estimate is that, and I've been putting on the Ritz for a long time, my estimate is that about 4,000 students have graduated learning about 150 songs in my career. So what's important to me is a notion of what it takes to be a singer, to be able to sing in tune. And it comes from a famous musicologist named Zoltan Kodály, who said that to learn to sing in tune, you need to be able to sing 50 songs a year in your early childhood development. That'll do it. So when we say that, oh, I'm tone deaf, that's probably not true. What probably is true is that you just haven't learned enough songs without judgment about whether or not you're singing in tune or not. The second someone says, ooh, you're singing out of tune, then that can end your career and you're always going to go, oh, I'm tone deaf, and then you won't learn to sing. And singing is important. Our culture in our country is not quite there for singing. I'm a part of the Vallejo Choral Society. We're always desperate to try to find more singers, particularly male singers, basses and tenors. Somehow along the line it becomes something where men don't sing or something. I don't know quite what it is, but we need you guys to join the Vallejo Choral Society. All of you know how to sing. You all have a good sense of pitch. Okay, so if you are interested, Wednesday night starting August 31st, join the Vallejo Choral Society. You can join in whatever voice range. It's an unauditioned choir. We're good. And you would have a good time. So let's bring on the students here. Enough of my talk, and let's do some music.
Let's go see Mr. Allison first.
This is a musical performance. I need children not to be running around behind, in front, and particularly around me when I'm playing the piano. I do teach how to be an audience because it's important. When you go to a classical concert or a jazz concert, well, maybe not so much with jazz, but classical, the expectation is you sit and you listen and you really appreciate it and enjoy it, okay? So, I think I got it. Please be a good audience for your children. They're wonderful. And we have some other singers who are probably a little nervous or wondering if they can even remember the songs, but they're going to do just great. Thank you for joining our chorus this evening. This is fun.
Okay, boys and girls and former students, direction, everyone. And remember to sing out loud. I'm here to sing, so sing with your body straight, make a good plug of air. Don't scream, but let's have a good, nice, solid sound. Best ever. Thank you.
out and sing together. That was really, really quite touching and heartwarming.
Thank you. I think you figured out our surprise, everybody. So we were going to see if Megan Lane would like to come down for a second to say something before our next surprise.
Hi, my name is Megan Lane. I graduated from Glen Cove Elementary School in 2001. I was going to try to do this off the cuff and then realized I was going to get out here and get really nervous, so I have something written down. It's short, I promise. So as many of you know, Mr. Allison will be retiring from his duties as principal at the end of this school year. My sisters and I, who are up there, decided to create a Facebook page to get as many alumni as possible to come celebrate one of the trademarks of Glen Cove Elementary School, chorus. And in just a few short days, nearly 450 people were invited to the page, which is awesome. So Mr. Allison is not just a principal. He has a magic power. When he does this, he's able to make an entire group of students rise from their seats at the same time, which is hard. I'm trying to be a teacher right now. I would not be able to get my students to do that. But above all else, he understands that school isn't just about learning how to read and write, but it's about creating lasting memories that unite us. That's what chorus has become for thousands of students. We might not remember exactly what we learned in history in the 2nd grade, but by gosh, do we remember how to sing in the rain, that the octopus's garden is in the shade, and that we must accentuate the positive. So Mr. Allison, on behalf of your students, congratulations on your retirement, and we hope you'll have happy trails.
That's funny. So these are songs that we've used whenever people from my school either retire or go away one way or another. This has been our traditional song that we have sung, and now I guess I'm singing my own swan song. Thank you, Allison. Shucks, that's been nice. So this was an important evening for me. This was my last concert as the principal of the school. Again, I'm thinking about the notion of doing more music in the schools. There's now funding for this. Isn't that cool? As I leave this profession, we're bringing back art, science, music, all the things that parents have always wanted. Somehow our politicians thought what parents wanted were test scores. There's no parent that ever said they wanted test scores. They want a good school with high standards, good achievement, where all kids do the best that they can. Your kids come home with something unforgettable once in a while. There was this time period where we were focused on reading and math. I'm lecturing now a little bit, but that's my goal. You know, and we really forgot what we're here for children is to build some memories for them. So on occasion, you know, we'll do something like dissect an eyeball or those things. But for me, at any rate, it's that these songs will be in your heads as long as you're alive. I'm sorry, you memorize them when you're a little kid, and when you memorize something as a little kid, it tends to stay with you for whatever reason. I'm not quite sure what that is. But so making memories is really important, and so this was a real memory for me. Thank you very much. I'm going out with a really high note, so to speak, with this concert. You guys were truly, and I say this every year, but every year you guys really are the best ever, and with the addition of the voices over here, you are just amazing. Thank you for that wonderful sound. There were actually some times where I thought, my gosh, this is an unbelievable sound. Thank you very much. So, enough said. It's a nice evening, and you guys can go home and see the Warriors game. Anybody got the score? No, okay. Don't say it. But again, thank you for coming out this evening. It meant a lot to me that you showed up. Thank you.